practicing positive psychology in the workplace. What is positive psychology? According to Segelman and Smith-Hawley, the field of positive psychology at the subjective level is about valued subjective experiences. This includes well-being, contentment, and satisfaction, which is in the past, hope and optimism, which is for the future, and flow and happiness, which is in the present. At the individual level, it's about positive individual traits, including the capacity for love and vocation, courage, interpersonal skills, aesthetic sensibility, perseverance, forgiveness, and other things. At the group level, it's about civic virtues, which we'll talk more about momentarily. Though the idea of positive psychology might seem overwhelming, it ultimately focuses on positive emotions, happiness, and overall well-being. So what is positive psychology? Many of us are used to a disease or therapy-based model of psychology. We often think of diagnoses a person may have, how they get treated, or going to therapy. Psychology does include these things, but there's so much more to human psychology than mental illness. A quick Google image search of psychology shows similar photos, which confirms this way of thinking. These include this one, which talks about schizophrenia, anxiety, OCD, and otherwise with the image of a person. This one, which is showing, it's kind of humorous, a unicorn in therapy. And lastly, what somebody would think of as maybe somebody in a straitjacket or in an institution. Before I show you the last one, you can see here that positive psychology goes maybe away from the tradition of focusing on diagnoses and treatment and instead focuses on a person's strengths, happiness, or resilience, as you can see in the diagram comparing traditional psychology to positive psychology. So, how may positive psychology impact the workplace? Larry Froman, 2009, suggests that positive emotions play a key role in employee satisfaction and happiness in the workplace. These positive emotions include hope, joy and gratitude, and interest, inspiration, and pride. First, let's talk about hope. In the context of the workplace, Froman suggests that hope helps support employees in being more resilient, overcoming adversity, and strengthening effectiveness. He also says that those with more hope may see more opportunities than those who are less hopeful. Next, let's focus on joy and gratitude. When a coworker helps solve a complicated problem, an employee may feel joy from the interaction and express gratitude. Another useful area in which we see this is with employees having mentors, either an official one or an unofficial. This person helps the mentee gain knowledge and experience and helps them create a trajectory for job placement and performance. Practicing these things may lead to a more satisfied employee experience. Froman also discusses interest and inspiration and pride. He suggests that employees need to stay motivated to do a good job and to stay inspired to do their tasks. He suggests that when faced with new challenges, employees are given an opportunity to grow and learn, have new experiences, and overcome obstacles. To quote from Froman's 2009 journal article entitled Positive Psychology in the Workplace, he says, "This heightened state of self-motivation, when combined with those abilities and skill sets needed to perform our jobs effectively, we can often lead to productive and creative work outcomes that are both rewarding to employees and link directly to organizational results. The rewards can be both tangible, for example, economic, and psychic. For example, job satisfaction and pride in doing good work. Having pride and a sense of achievement are emotions that, when shared with others, can create, inspire, and kindle dreams of even larger achievements." Froman also suggests on how to continue these positive emotions and motivate them within the workplace to encourage greater employee satisfaction, but we will be getting to that in just a few slides. So, what companies are already doing this? When you think of companies with highly rated job satisfaction and employee happiness, a few large companies may come to mind. Companies such as Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Apple, or even LinkedIn. But what is it about these companies that foster such a positive environment and workplace culture that they are globally known for doing so? when we think about this, we want to think about what makes a happy employee. In 2015, Glassdoor.com did a survey on overall job satisfaction and asked why these jobs were rated so high. The top 5 companies found included Facebook, LinkedIn, Insight Global, Google, and McKinsey & Company. You can see that the highest had an overall satisfaction rating of 4.5, and quite a few participants were included, over 1,000 in each one of these companies. It's also important to note that 3 out of the 5 of these are tech companies, and that all of the companies included have revenues in the millions or billions, and therefore they are able to provide many of these services. But that is changing with wellness tech becoming such a hot topic. Many startups are also beginning to have a major focus on employee wellness. One surprising company that comes up in our in most of the top 10 lists for employee satisfaction is Chick-fil-A. The reason that is because they put their employees first and they treat them very well. But what specifically makes a happy employee or contributes to job satisfaction? Glassdoor.com found that salary, CEO approval, work-life balance, perks, opportunity for advancement, and benefits all play a key role in job satisfaction. Let's talk about who has the happiest employees. First, let's look at Facebook. 9 out of 10 employees would refer their friends to work there. 94% approve of the CEO, Mark Zuckerberg, and employees are happy with the salary and benefits, which includes an on-site gym, laundry service, free meals, and even more. Next, let's take a look at LinkedIn. LinkedIn employees report happiness regarding their salary, their CEO, who has a 99% approval rate, almost 100, benefits, and smart coworkers. That being said, the employees do report a lack of work-life balance, so maybe that means that salary isn't everything. To continue this, I'm going to show you the number 10 on our list, which is Chick-fil-A. Employees of Chick-fil-A report a positive work environment, flexible scheduling, and of course, free food. Though their salaries aren't comparable to those in the tech industry, they are still more satisfied than 90 other companies on this list and are the only restaurant to be included. So, why does a company want happy employees? Cynthia Fisher in 2010 suggests that happiness in the workplace influences job satisfaction, work engagement, and commitment to the organization. Workplace happiness can influence attitude and experiences at work. Bowman Limborski, 2008, suggests that happy employees earn more money, display superior performance, and perform more helpful acts than their less happy colleagues. The research also suggests that people who are happier are more satisfied with their jobs, suffer burnout less, and feel that their job has more meaning. Another study suggests that positive workers make better decisions and have better interpersonal skills, which can be adapted to leadership and management success. This research is a great example of why increasing employee satisfaction and happiness may lead to more engagement in the workplace. So again, why would a company want happy employees? Forbes.com suggests 5 ways in which companies can integrate positive psychology into the workplace and why it's useful. It's important to note that some of these may require a professional, but most can be implemented by any employee. First, Forbes suggests ditching the intimidation to keep employees happy. To quote the article, employees who feel satisfied, valued, and happy at work typically do far better than those who feel disgruntled or overlooked. Second, happy employees are productive employees. This can be achieved by implementing the following. Practicing gratitude. Employees who are motivated by praise and reward, or employees are motivated by praise and reward, though it's important to know how some people like to be praised. Some employees prefer an email, a note, or a quick good job. Some employees prefer public praise or certificates. Getting to know your employees is one way to practice gratitude and increase motivation. Introduce exercise. Physical exercise is known to reduce stress and may increase work-life balance satisfaction. This can be done through encouraging lunchtime walking groups, starting a team sport, having friendly competition, or even reduced gym memberships. Another key way is through mentoring. Mentors help employees engage socially, have a trajectory for job performance, and a greater understanding of how the company works. It also allows the employee to feel that their company really cares about them and has an investment in their well being. This can be done through a one on one mentor program, job shadowing, or more casual conversations. Lastly, Forbes talks about happiness training. And though happiness training requires a professional, it is one way to help bring a wellness program to the office and increase overall satisfaction and productivity. So, how do you implement a positive psychology program in the workplace? To revisit Fromen's research, hope, resilience, optimism, and efficacy all play key roles in employee satisfaction. He also suggests the theories of human capital and psychological capital. To again quote his journal article, human capital is defined as the experience, education, skills, knowledge, and ideas that people bring to their jobs. Or, in the case of knowledge and skills, those can be developed on the job. Psychological capital is directly related to positive emotions and has been suggested as another important factor to be leveraged by organizations to achieve competitive advantage in today's global economy. Fostering these ideas can lead to an increased job performance and satisfaction among employees. This can be achieved through fostering a supportive work environment, having an ethical and trustworthy culture, and investment in employees. Parks, De La Porta, Pierce, Zilka, and Lewandowski suggest that in order for people to be happier and have a greater sense of well-being, they should engage in their most valued activities at least weekly. In their research, the most valued activities included exercise, social relationships, savoring joy, living in the moment, and the ability to cope with stress and adversity. So how does this relate to the workplace and the previous literature we've already talked about? You may be beginning to notice patterns between the research and the other things we spoke of from Forbes or otherwise. This is because positive psychology really plays an influential role in people's overall well-being and also their job satisfaction and performance. When we take a look at this slide, it's easy to see the correlations between Forbes, Parks et al., and Fromen. Interestingly, Parks et al. Is based off positive psychology models, whereas Forbes and Fromen are implementing how positive psychology can be used in our corporate lives and routines. We see relationships, gratitude, a supportive work environment, exercise, and investing in people over and over on these lists. So how do we really begin to implement those key things into our workplace? Fortune.com suggests the following when implementing a wellness program. Programs need to be practical and accessible, and employees should not have to go out of their way to learn about programs or be burdened by an overwhelming cost. It should be easy for them to participate in, and all people should be thought of when considering adding these programs. Additionally, a work environment needs to be health conscious. This means offering or having access to facilities to work out, offering healthy, appealing, and cost-effective food options, and encouraging physical activity and other healthy behaviors. Additionally, wellness needs to be part of the culture. Wellness should be a focus on an employee's first day and should be encouraged from the top down. Wellness can also be linked to existing programs. Consider an employee assistance program or employee-specific loan programs. Wellness isn't just about health, it also is about money and keeping employees happy. Health screenings and education should also be offered. Educating employees is a great place to start. Offering workshops on health and wellness and health screenings may encourage the employee to take an active role in their wellness. To carry on, Mashable.com reported the top corporate wellness programs, which included first Fitbit, which isn't overly surprising, Houston Methodist, which is a hospital, Google, Motley Fool, Earth Friendly Products, Zappos, and Draper Inc. One common thread through all of these is physical and mental wellness, employee benefits and perks, and that the focus is really on the employee. These employees know that a happy employee is a successful employee. And these companies know that as well. It's also important to consider the challenges that a company might face when beginning to implement something like this. First, you want to consider the cost. You'll have to consider the cost of subsidizing a gym membership, hiring an employee to work in the wellness, or as a happiness trainer, thinking about prizes, wearable tech, etc. It can all be costly, but there are ways around this. Additionally, getting buy-in, so obtaining buy-in from upper management may be difficult, but as previously stated, a happy employee is a more successful employee and really will have benefits on the company. Competition. Most competition among employees will be friendly, but if prizes are included, it may become a little bit less friendly. Encouraging proper competition behavior through the workplace is one way to combat this. Showing ROI. So showing a return on investment or proving that may be difficult, but there are ways to do it. This may be redefining what ROI means for your company and for the health of your employees. Employee engagement is another important one. So some employees just may not want to participate, plain and simple, but encouraging all people, meeting them where they are in their wellness journey, and having a plan to help them will allow everyone to benefit, including the employees and the company. So to continue combating challenges, it's important to really create a plan when wanting to implement a wellness center or program at your company. First, you need to define your mission and goals, then give clear rationale for why you want this implemented. State your objectives. How will you be supported? How will your facilities encourage wellness? Who will communicate all of this? Who's going to be on the wellness committee, and where is funding going to come from? Additionally, where will the health support come from? Are you going to buy Fitbits for everybody? Are they going to be prizes? Are you going to use websites? Are you going to use health-focused apps? Where are you going to be able to really provide support for the health of your employees? It's important to know that there are programs that already exist and are more cost-effective and may be easier to implement when you're beginning this. All of this really depends on the size of your company and the funding that you have available. So to review, positive psychology focuses on the happiness and well-being in individuals. Companies with happier individuals may be more positive. They might have more positive employees who are more satisfied with their job, show greater levels of performance, and continue to show loyalty to the company. Implementing a wellness program which incorporates exercise, gratitude, and a positive and supportive work environment, and really investment in those employees may result in employees who have higher rates of job satisfaction.